Hey, what's up everyone? AceOFSpades here with another Overwatch review. Since the last video seemed to be pretty helpful with you guys, I'm going to go ahead and try and do it with almost all of the gameplay videos that I upload to YouTube. So, without further ado, let's get into this one. Alright, so for Volskaya initiatives, pretty much any of the main tanks can be run. You can run Orisa if you're playing high ground, you can run Reinhardt, you can run the Monkey Dive, you can do a Hammond Dive. It all just depends on what team comp you're running. So for this game, we have the Brig and Hanzo, so the Ryan Zara just complements the team a lot better. So depending on what DPS you're picking, you can choose whichever main tank you want to play, and then you just have to play certain points of the map. So for this game, since we have this lineup, we're doing the Ryan Zarya, and maybe later on we can do a review on maybe like a Winston or Monkey if I have one of those videos come up. Alright, so this is a pretty good spot to hold. Then yeah, you see your Zen doing some 360s. So if you see me, you know, might as well join them. Gotta keep team synergy high, you know. But anyways, playing this left side corner is pretty good. You can get a free fire strike. Usually Ryan's and a lot of the teams come up to that side. So as you can see, we got 20% off of that one fire strike.
Yeah.
So you want pulling this corner is where you want to try and hold, because you can turn, play a back corner. We went for a pin there since we had 2 picks. We knew we were safe in getting pocketed.
The runs one.
Now we're just going to be coming back to the same corner again. See how we're coming back to this corner? You don't really want to play super far up, just because you want their supports to push away from like the corner. So if we were to hold up and try to hold at that front corner, their support's out of line of sight from all our DPS. So by playing backwards, the supports have to push up as they are, and then when we take the engagement, they're all close enough to be within, you know, cleaving and speeding distance. Jump into the corner, look for the shatter since I was trying to push up here. Look on this area now. Push on the Brig.
Fatty fucking shatter.
Don't recommend texting and playing at the same time, but you know, fight was over, so whoops. So we're coming back to this corner again so we can maximize our shield health and minimize the damage that we're taking, since they have to push up to that corner to get the damage like we were talking about before.
Watch for Lucio boots.
One's up top. Dead. I've grabbed. They have grab.
Yeah, they have shatter as well.
Grab before they come in.
So it's always good to call out what they have. So how we called out they have grab, then we have shatter. So we know that we have to play to block the shatter.
Nice.
Messed up our charge there, but end up having the follow up for the Council Dragon, which is good. So now this fight, since they do still have the shatter and we still have the shatter, we're gonna have to be careful, and we want to play in front of the Rhine. As well as we can look for like a stun shatter or something if that shows up.
I'll try and they're gonna grab this fight, so I'll try and shatter, but they're gonna use it fast.
Yes, big. Yeah.
Oh, they can't now.
Yeah. Top left. Just grab. Nice shatter.
So we called like preemptively we called that if they were gonna grab us with the shatter.
Right side.
It's a really risky play unless their Rhine charges like he did there. Just because when you're in the grab, it takes us an extra half a second for you to hit the ground. So I don't recommend you trying to do that unless the Rhine does pin or doesn't have a shield or something, and then you can go for the shatter like we did to save everybody. That's inside the grab.
They have shatter. I'm getting close to my shatter again.
Is that a personal?
So I always want to throw these fire strikes. We're almost back up to another ult. By that time, he hasn't even used one, and we've used 2, almost 3.
Shield. Start on the left, one's up top, sometimes.
Oh, I sniped him, dude.
Since it was the end, we're just looking at since Zarya was high energy.
Jubis one or round one.
We want to get her out of the fight first, so that's why
my
we
God,
solo
dude, I
shot her
actually
after we knew she
just
didn't have
fucking
the
thought
bubble
like
to
that.
block it.
All golds, dude. Let's go.
No.
Yep. Start hearing out. Yeah, dude, my dad. So he was like, "Do you want In and Out for dinner?" Fuck yeah, dude. Holy fuck, dude, we popped the fuck off. Hey, yo. GrimReality, Void, Buds. Who, dude? Who are they in esports?
You know, just some friendly banter going on. Because their team's pretty stacked, but we're doing pretty good.
There's no clip on. Wait, what, really? Yo, what's up, Decoy?
So for attack, pretty much you can run the same type of attack as the offense. You can run any of those main tanks. They're all situational. So it depends on what team comp you're running. You want to choose which main tanks. But like before, Ryan Zarya, pretty simple and standard team comp to run in, and it snowballs pretty well onto second point. So that's usually one of the main ones that I'd recommend trying to go if you can.
Today I discovered most of my coworkers are incompetent. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Shit, oh, that sucks, Decoy. Sorry to hear that.
So going through this choke point, you can either go right or left side.
Let's push left.
Since they have the sim, we call to push left side, just so we can take an angle, and maybe they don't have, like, you know, turrets set up on this side, and then we can try and kill them from a distance and then push forward afterwards. So just going for fire strikes for that damage. Calling out where the Hanzo is. Always want to be calling out where all the positions are, because you don't want to get a Hanzo flanked or something on your supports. So at least they're aware of it.
Backing. Is that a personal? Ryan half?
Yeah, Ryan's really lit.
Alright, so we know that Ryan is really low HP, so that's why we went for the pin, since we did have the bubble up. So even if we did miss the charge there, we could just get some free swings and end up killing him and having the point. But you always want to be calling out if you're going to do the pin, so that's what I could have done differently. Instead, I was going to go for a pin so the team could follow up, but the team followed up anyways, which was good.
Yep.
Alright, so I know this video was a little bit shorter than usual, since we didn't go over the second point. It was the only one that I had downloaded, so I apologize to you guys. We'll revisit this one in the future, but hopefully it was helpful to you guys, and next video. Peace out.